I'm back, and I'm here to talk about this whole erroneous concept of the first Indigenous Americans or Indigenous Americans being Hebrews. It is erroneous, it is dangerous in the sense that because you don't know the language and the history of ancient America, you're appropriating things and really denationalizing yourself and invoking a group of people who wanted you to do this, Zionists, who have a history of following you around to hide your identity. Gentleman came on my page, and I want to break this down, and I have to apologize because 25 years ago, I was saying the same dumb that y'all saying. 25 years ago. So I'm 25 years ahead of you. But he showed this map, and his argument was that this word is in the scriptures. It's on an old map. So therefore, the inhabitants of the land had to be one of the lost tribes because why is this on a map? The logic is so flawed, and it's very simple to answer. When the colonizers came, the history was the Bible. They don't have another history. They don't have another history. They don't have Greek history made up, stolen Phoenician philosophy. They don't have Roman history, stolen history from the Holy Roman Empire, which was black. They don't have a history. So they use their Bible. And when they came, they renamed places after the only book that they have been using at the time to distinguish a heritage or a history. So when you see this name here, this is a colonizer coming into an indigenous land and naming it this. Secondly, the people you're calling Indians were brought over on the Manila galleon, Christianized by the Spanish in the 16th century. This is why they would name any places after the Bible. The original inhabitants spoke languages that have nothing to do with any of this. Professor Mode. I had another brother trying to tell me that Mesopotamia, Alabama is proof of where the real Mesopotamia was. And all I have to say is, once again, foreigners coming to our land, taking a name that was on the other side of the ocean and naming it after a place that was over there is not proof that this was ancient Mesopotamia, ancient, none of this stuff. Because y'all don't know how to do research, y'all making gross errors. So let me help you. If I show you this symbol, what's the first thing you're going to think of? You're going to think about Israel. However, the people on this photograph, and I'm going to blow it up, have nothing to do with Israel. Absolutely nothing to do with Israel. But they have this symbol. Here it is again. Photo's getting bigger, right? This is the full photo. And what do we have here? We have a group of people fighting another group of people. This group of people has the so-called Star of David. It wasn't known as the Star of David at that time. It has nothing to do with David. David didn't exist. Let's get their names. Les Moors. The Moors had the six-pointed star long before there ever was a conception of anything that had to do with Hebrew. Where did they get it from? No ancient Hebrews because they didn't exist. Let's give you an idea. Take a look at the photo. But the part at the top, I'm going to show you where that comes from. So this deals with lineage, but if you want to go esoteric, this is a quartz crystal matrix. A fractal matrix. This is the sun as it shines through a lens, a window. This has nothing to do with Hebrews at all or a Star of David. Here you go, where you have the original symbol coming from. Nothing to do with Jacob, Isaac, Abraham, none of those people. This is Kiangar, which you know of as Sumeria, and it's showing the lineage of the people. Let's keep going. There you go again. So why am I showing all of this? Because when you find biblical names or you think you're finding ancient Hebrew here, you're really finding Punic, which is actually an ancient Moorish language. But let's go to the menorah, because somebody was trying to tell me, well, the mounds in Ohio, they have menorahs. The menorah is not Jewish. It is not. I'm going to prove it. Here's the mound they're talking about right here, up there. And they're calling this a menorah. Now, we could debate whether it is or not, but we could still disqualify your statement. Let's go to the actual source. I always show my sources. They don't show sources. They show pictures and they start pontificating. Original map drawn in 1823 by Major Isaac Roberdeau, head of the Bureau of Topographical Engineers, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The original map depicted below is preserved in the Cartographic and Architectural Branch of the Military Archives Division of U.S. National Archives in Alexandria. Blah, 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 blah. That's the source. This is not Hebrew. This is not proof that Hebrews were here. There's no such thing as a Hebrew. There never was a Hebrew language. They stole it. Go back to the first video. They stole the name Israel. They stole all the gods. They stole everything from other people, crafted this, grafted. And now black people who are now trying to step on our indigenous lands are trying to bring that old slavery back. We're not accepting it. This is the Phoenician menorah right here. So now who was here? December 13th, 1933. Let's talk about the Mississippi culture and what it's really tied to, because some other people were trying to say, you're talking about this she stuff. Our culture is the Mississippi culture. It's the same culture, empire. They're talking about the finds that they found here, and we're about to go right into it. What does it say? At the top is a group of relics found in the mound built by a prehistoric people in the near Spiral, Oklahoma, and recently opened. Number one is a pipe bowl, 18 inches high, image of some type of red stone or showing marked Mayan characteristics. The conch shells were from the Gulf of Mexico. Right below, part of an engraved conch shell found in the mound, the head and other parts of it, mark resemblance to the art of the ancient Mayans. Just for you people who are dumb on history, mound builders had nothing to do with the tribes that y'all trying to claim that y'all are part of. Right here, Cherokees were never built any mounds or stone structures. They killed off or drove off the mound builders, burned their temples, and come on, y'all. They tried to bring this. Oh, the Ten Commandments. They wrote the Ten Commandments. What does it actually say, though? This is from the book by Saga America by Dr. Barry Fell. It says a version of the Ten Commandments. It's not even the Ten Commandments. Written in what? Written in what? Phoenician. Not Hebrew, not Paleo-Hebrew. And this is not provenance, meaning it has not been indicated through the proper archaeological tools that this is actually even ancient. So this ain't Hebrew, but this is the first writing on this land, the most extensive writing on this land. Can you read it? Ain't got nothing to do with no goddamn on Israel. Let's put it in stone for the people who wrote on this land. Has nothing to do with the Bible. When Rocks Cry Out, all of these books, our people are stuck in an Afrocentric, Judeo-Christian, Islamic concept. And so they will never be able to interpret a new world that has nothing to do with those particular things. Own language, own culture, own history. All the way down to the tribes in the Southeast, Yamasee, Tuscarora, Catawba, Timucua, all of those. These are our ancestors, and so we have to sit down and really study, and making everything biblical is not going to help you. This is who is here. This is not paint. This is your ancestors. This is a culture that sprang all the way up into the northeast of the United States, all the way down into Mexico. So we don't have to make up stuff. Primary research only. And to the people who are trying to make these people Hebrews, please stop it. These are our indigenous ancestors. Let's respect them and let's study.